Generative AI is impinging on literally every field that's across the humanities, the social sciences.
I've been putting off incorporating using AI in my research.
I'm here today to present a project in progress on digitizing text using large language models.
I think that generative AI has a lot of possibilities and potential. There are also a lot of potential concerns, and so it's just balancing those concerns with the possibilities to try to figure out what language models can help us learn and understand about the world that we didn't know before.
Generative AI presents loads of opportunities for researchers to use in their work.
What we're interested in today, I think, is not just how generative AI is going to change the world, but specifically how generative AI is going to change the way people think about social science and social problems.
Well, this is a photo of a neighborhood. And I'm sure that we've all had the experience, right, of walking through a neighborhood or driving through a neighborhood and sort of taking cues from what we see. Right? One of the types of cues that we might...
So our work takes crowdsourced street view imagery and asks humans to provide subjective assessments of the safety, disorder, and wealth or income of neighborhoods depicted in the street view image data, and then compares those human subjective evaluations with the evaluations of generative AI, in particular using the latest GPT models.
And so hopefully through the course of today, we're going to see some really interesting stuff that kind of probes those models themselves, uses those models in our research workflows, and then kind of assesses the implications of the outputs of these kind of generative models.
So I talked about a project which I did while I was a research scientist at Google DeepMind, and it was about training language models to help groups of people find consensus over political issues.
I presented today a challenge in how to use the outputs from large multimodal models and large language models for digitizing texts without risking the output being, I guess, tainted by hallucinations, which a lot of the outputs of these models are, and also providing a framework for validating these procedures for digitization.
What we wanted to focus on was kind of how we can use these models, ethically to do social science research.
One of the ways our team tries to use large language models in experimental research is to condition the language models to interact with human subjects and to be able to help them have better conversations about politics.
I'm here at the Gen AI workshop today because I'm trying to learn ways that I can apply Gen AI in my research, and I want to do so rigorously.
I think so far we've seen pretty exciting uses of technology, but it's still in very early stages, and I think we need to try them out and understand which ones are going to be useful, which are less useful, and which applications that could actually be harmful to social science research.
I think that in social sciences, we need to be keenly aware of the way a lot of these large language models are trained and how oftentimes there are biases embedded in the outputs, but also that there is a lot of work going to align these models and make them not reflecting the way that society is by trying to mitigate these biases.
I think it's really exciting to see a lot of scholars working with large language models and trying to understand the pros and the cons and the different ways that they can be used in a whole variety of research applications.
One really useful way that we can use generative AI is as a kind of null model. It's like the boring model. So, if we're trying to study behaviors that humans might generate, whatever those behaviors are, but especially when they involve language, then if language models or generative AI systems already generate those behaviors, then we know that we already understand that particular behavior. So we should be looking for divergences between the behavior of humans and the behavior of these generative AI systems.
It's
great to be part of this event, which brings together researchers from across disciplines. I've spoken to individuals today who work for NGOs, who work in industry, and they've all come to LSE for this event today.
One of the beautiful things about what's happened today is that you get perspectives from all over the place, including qualitative researchers. And I think that that's absolutely crucial in order for us to move forward with how we use these methods.